Show, Brutus is at the top of the mascot world, along with the football team.
Speaking of the football team, who will be the starting quarterback for Ohio State next year?
What traditions do you have for Valentine's Day? Ohio State has a tradition worth checking out.
All of this coming up next on Buckeye TV.
Hello, I'm Felicity Carr.
And I'm Aron Hammy. Thanks for joining us on Buckeye TV. Today we'll take a look at how Jimmy Fallon has taken over the Tonight Show in force.
And how women are making a move in the world of comedy.
But first, more than 5,000 OSU students spent this past weekend dancing to end cancer, as the 14th annual Buckeye-thon Dance Marathon kicked off their 24-hour party with a purpose and aimed to raise $1 million to fight pediatric cancer. Buckeye TV's Mark Batke has the story.
One team, one dream, 1 million. That was the call to action for volunteer dancers and event coordinators of Buckeye-thon 2015. Ohio State's annual dance marathon, now in its 14th year, aims at raising money FTK, or For the Kids, donating all proceeds toward fighting pediatric cancer through programs at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus. This year, more than 5,100 dancers signed up to participate in the 24-hour dance marathon at the Ohio Union on February 6th and 7th, which was split up into two 12-hour scarlet and gray shifts. Students not only danced to their heart's content, but enjoyed meet and greets with Buckeye-thon's Miracle Kids, played board games and video games, and were served food and drink.
Overall, it was just so much excitement and so much energy and so much inspiration throughout the entire Union over the course of those 2 days.
At the final reveal on Saturday night, the Union erupted as a total of $1,231,290.11 was announced, shattering the $1 million goal.
I just went hysterical. I was not quite crying, but I was like laughing. It was so much joy. My heart has never felt so full and happy. We all were really sure that we were going to hit our goal, but we didn't think we'd go over by $200,000. And just to know that we can do that and so much more for these children at Nationwide Children's Hospital is absolutely amazing.
And even with their surpassed goals in 2015, those who helped organize the event plan to keep their mentality the same moving forward.
Well, we always want to continue to make it Ohio State's Dance Marathon and just continuing to rally Ohio State around the cause. It's amazing watching an entire campus come together for the common goal that it was.
With higher participation rates and more donations received each year, time and change will surely show just how high Buckeye-thon will reach in coming years and future dance marathons. Until then, one thing is certain to stay the same: the mission to dance for the kids. Reporting for Buckeye TV from the Ohio Union, I'm Mark Batke.
A new pilot program has a technology that can cost thousands of dollars, but is free to students and faculty for a limited time. Ryan Cooper has the story.
It's a technology that can open the door to endless possibilities, but now 3D printing is free for anyone with a valid Buck ID, thanks to the Digital Union's new pilot program. But how did this program come to start?
Mike Hoffer is the Chief Information Officer here at Ohio State, and he was excited about the possibilities and asked that we do a pilot project to try it out. 3D printing has been around for a long time in architecture, in the School of Engineering. Those students have had access to it, but he wanted to see what the other students would do, what students in the College of Medicine might do with 3D printing.
And just how has that reaction been from the students?
So far, the students have been very enthusiastic about the pilot. They have submitted hundreds of jobs. We're trying to keep up as best we can with the influx.
Hooker says students have made requests for a multitude of projects, ranging from clips used to magnify cell phone screens, seen printing here, to even a prosthetic hand for a relative. However, the noise from the printer can be quite distracting, as it churns out devices while students work just feet away. Has that been an issue?
Mostly it hasn't been a problem. I haven't had any complaints about it. Most people are interested in what is making noises generally.
So with everyone seemingly happy, what does the future hold for the program?
We're going to assess it. We're going to stop and pull the printers out and assess what things have been printed, how it's been received by the students, what it's costing us to do this, and then a decision will be made.
Hooker says the budget for the project was initially $10,000, but only $6,000 of that has been used so far. Information and the ability to submit an item for the queue is available at u.osu.edu/DU3D. The program runs until March 16th. Reporting for Buckeye TV, Ryan Cooper.
Coming up on Buckeye TV, with a quarterback competition brewing in Columbus, who will be named the starter for next season? We'll be back after these messages.
The Ohio State men's tennis team is on a roll, winning game after game. Kane Anderson has the story.
Tennis Center as the men's tennis team takes down University of South Florida 4-0, giving them their 200th straight home victory. This run of dominance in Columbus began April 6, 2003 with a 5-2 victory over Purdue. Flash forward 4,328 days, and the Buckeyes now have 200 consecutive wins on their home courts. The win also added on to their NCAA all-time varsity sport home win streak record, which they broke last season.
The only team to have the most home wins in a row, but 200 feels good too. We knew at the beginning of the season like this would be the match to get to 200 if we took care of business and did everything right. But yeah, it is a little monkey off our back now that we're but we're still gonna have a lot to hold on to.
Next up for the Buckeyes is a trip to the NCAA Indoor Championship. But first they made sure to thank their fans for coming out to yet another historic victory.
Coming off a national championship in the inaugural College Football Playoff Championship, Urban Meyer and the Ohio State Buckeyes are already facing a big decision at quarterback for next season. Dylan Haynes has the story.
Won the inaugural College Football Playoff National Championship with Cardale Jones under center. Barring unforeseen circumstances, Braxton Miller and JT Barrett will be back and ready to compete for the starting job. So, who do students hope will be under center for the Buckeyes in their chase for a repeat in 2015?
Obviously, Braxton Miller's had an insane couple of years. He's a two-time Big Ten MVP. But then you have two other great quarterbacks. And we just got a couple new recruits yesterday. One out of South Florida who's one of the top quarterback recruits in the nation. I think this is Braxton Miller's job to lose, though. Pure athleticism. The guy can throw, the guy can run, and he just hasn't had a shot this year or last year to really do anything.
They can start Braxton Miller just because he's senior. The other two's got time to get ready for the following season. So, yeah, I say give Braxton another chance.
Mostly thinking Cardale should be in it. I'm from Cleveland, so kind of representing Cardale Jones. But I don't know. I went to the national championship. I won a free ticket, and he was awesome to see live, and it was crazy. So I would say Cardale.
I think JT Barrett should start. He picked up after Braxton Miller's injury and had an amazing season. And probably would have led us to a championship if he didn't get hurt. But then Cardale Jones picked it up too, so it's a tough call. I'd say JT Barrett.
I say JT Barrett. I think he is the perfect combination. He's a great passer. He's a good runner. And he got us all the way from losing a Heisman candidate to becoming a Heisman candidate himself. So.
You don't think it's a little unfair to Cardale Jones since he won his first 3 starts and won his national championship?
I think Cardale's a great quarterback, but I think JT got the team there, and I don't know if we would have gotten there with Cardale as a quarterback.
Urban Meyer certainly has a difficult decision to make next season between 3 of the best quarterbacks in the country. But no matter who starts for the Buckeyes in 2015, they will certainly be in good hands. The chase for a repeat, as well as this titanic QB clash, begins in April when spring practice kicks off.
With championship wins comes championship gear, and that rings true on and off campus at Ohio State this year. Our own James Grega has the story.
When the Ohio State Buckeyes defeated the Oregon Ducks 42-20 in Dallas, Texas, it was more than just the Buckeyes reaping the benefits of the college football national championship game. Conrad's College Gifts has been the Cohen family business since 1969.
I mean, we're the original Buckeye store. So I remember growing up, my parents started this business.
And decades later, Conrad's is still selling Buckeye gear over on Lane Avenue.
We offer, of course, your generic Ohio State items, specialty items, Ohio State. Basically anything you want, we can get it.
For the most part, Conrad's sales numbers have been good. But then came the Big Ten championship game, the Sugar Bowl, and the national championship.
People weren't thinking we were going to get this far. So it was kind of unexpected. And we kept going and going and going, and we went all the way, and so it was very exciting. And sales have been great.
So great that Conrad's is seeing some sales they've never seen before.
Usually this time of the year, it's been dead, but I've been working 6 days a week. This is the first week that I've been able to take 2 days off.
Despite the influx of customers and work hours, Cohen is enjoying the extra business.
It's been great. We love it.
While busy season may be over for the Scarlet and Gray on the football field and at Conrad's College Gifts, it's safe to say that as long as the Buckeyes are on the field, Conrad's will be successful off the field. For Buckeye TV, I'm James Grega.
Brutus Buckeye is making headlines around the nation with his new title.
Find out why next, right here on Buckeye TV.
It's been a year since Jimmy Fallon has taken over The Tonight Show. Here's Molly Dollinger with the story.
The Roots, thank you notes, and lip sync battles are all staples of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. On February 17th marks the one-year anniversary of him taking over The Tonight Show from longtime host Jay Leno. Fallon's Tonight Show aims to hit at a younger demographic with his use of social media. It has paid off in the ratings with an average of 4 million viewers per night in the key demographic of the 18 to 49 category.
Saved by the Bell video, because the entire internet had to talk about that.
Wow, Slater, with those moves, you could be a contestant on Dancing with the Dweebs.
Do you ever want to go to space? I really shouldn't be doing this.
It seems as though Jimmy Fallon is the host of Our Generation. I'm Molly Dollinger for Buckeye TV.
2015 has already brought about a lot of growth in pop culture, including the increased popularity of female-based comedies. Here's Sarah Cole getting a male student's perspective on this gender-shifting comedy.
2015 is shaping up to be the year of female comedy. With shows like Inside Amy Schumer and Broad City dominating Comedy Central, they are proving once and for all that feminism and humor can be combined and appeal to large audiences. I caught up with Ethan Scheck, the president of Fishbowl Improv here at Ohio State, to see who his favorite female comedians were for 2015. What is your favorite thing about performing improv and comedy?
Getting laughs, just like getting on stage and basically being in a situation where something that comes out of your mouth gets a reaction out of a crowd is really awesome.
How many women are in Fishbowl?
Right now we have 7, and we've had about like 6 or 7 in the group consistently for the last couple years or so.
What is the best part about working with these women? Because improv used to be kind of male-dominated.
Having women and different types of people in the group at once allows for more ideas to spread, because it is an art form that's supposed to be inclusive.
Who are your favorite women actors in comedy right now?
I definitely love Tina and Amy. I really like women from The Office.
One thing everyone enjoys is good music. Here's Mitchell Dunbar with a story on the biggest music awards show of the year.
Once a year, the world tunes in to celebrate the biggest achievements in the music industry. The 57th Annual Grammy Awards will be held this Sunday, February 8th at 8 p.m. and will be broadcasted live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. The show will be hosted by rapper LL Cool J for the 4th year in a row, and over 70 awards will be given out to celebrate the biggest achievements in music. I went to the students to hear their opinions of the Grammys and of this year's show.
Yes, I do watch the Grammys. I like watching all the award shows. I can't say that they're my favorite. I really like the Golden Globes, but I will be watching them on Sunday.
I will not be watching the Grammys this year. I don't have cable right now, so I'll probably end up watching some of it on YouTube, though.
It's a tight competition this year, with major performers Pharrell Williams, Beyonce, Beck, Sam Smith, and Ed Sheeran all vying for Album of the Year. For Record of the Year, hit songs like Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, Sam Smith's Stay With Me, and Sia's Chandelier are all trying to take home the prize.
Well, for Album of the Year, I feel like I should say Beyonce because she's Beyonce, but gotta go with Ed Sheeran. And then Song of the Year, I think Taylor Swift's gonna get it for Shake It Off, but I'm really pulling for Sia with Chandelier.
I hope Hosier, Take Me to Church is gonna win Best Song. That's the only one I've really kind of followed, but that's the one I'm rooting for, even though it might be the All About That Bass song that might win.
Well, no matter what music you like, I think it's safe to say that this Sunday will be entertaining. I'm Mitchell Dunbar with Buckeye TV News. Back to you in the studio.
Not only was the Ohio State football team successful this past season, but so was Brutus. Ohio State's beloved mascot Brutus Buckeyes earned a new title. Here is Justino Bovenzi with the story.
Raking in the trophies. Brutus Buckeye won the 2015 D1 National Mascot of the Year.
So that's why he did so good and won the competition. And from my personal experiences, like he's not afraid to interact with the crowds, like at games and stuff. And he incorporated Taylor Swift into his performance, so you can't fail with that. I love Brutus.
I have a lot of friends who are on the cheer team. I actually tried out for it, and so I kind of knew about the whole thing that was going on. I thought it was amazing. I know how hard the whole Spirit Squad works, from the dance team to the cheer team and the Brutus mascots, and the hard work they put in. There's no one else that deserves that but Brutus. Brutus is absolutely the best mascot in the world. Nothing quite like seeing the band get ready to come out on the field on a cool fall afternoon in Ohio City. And yeah, Brutus is absolutely the best mascot in the nation, possibly the world.
I think he did a good job, and he had a lot of energy, and he did a flip, and I like that.
Yeah. Do you think he deserved to win?
Yeah, I think he deserved to win.
All right. Do you think he's better than anybody else? And if not, who do you think is better?
I think he's like more unique because he's like a Buckeye and not like an animal that people know.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Justino Bovenzi.
With Valentine's Day quickly approaching, what traditions do you practice? Ohio State has a tradition worth giving a try. Find out next. Already thinking about what classes to take next semester? Tyler Getz has the story.
Hopefully, back-to-school fatigue has finally worn off for students at The Ohio State University as they head into their fifth of classes for spring semester 2015. But how many students managed to sign up for all of the classes that they wanted to? As many of us know, locking down a schedule can be very difficult. In fact, some students may find that it's nearly impossible for them to sign up for all of the classes that they want to do.
I wasn't able to get into a few major classes.
Are they usually offered during spring semester?
I'm not sure. Neuroscience is pretty new, so they haven't really gotten all the kinks worked out. So some classes are only offered once a semester. So
I've heard of other students having issues with that, but I personally haven't had any issues with trying to find classes that aren't full or anything like that. They've all been open.
Knowing how to adapt and find other options if you're unable to sign up for your preferred courses is key. Kyle Vogelmeyer is an upperclassman at OSU who knows a lot about putting together the ideal class schedule.
I've had to wait a semester or two to get into the classes, but I haven't had a major issue with it. There's a section on Buckeye Link that you put in what GEC requirement you need filled, and it'll tell you all the classes for it. And I didn't know that, so I was looking at like a PDF that had all the classes, which was a lot harder. I would suggest just having a couple alternatives if you don't get into the classes you want, because sometimes they do fill up rather quickly. So just make sure that you have a couple other classes that you want to take and kind of be aware of how many people are enrolled in the class before your scheduling date.
Always make sure to talk to your academic advisor for valuable information about how to earn the right credits to graduate on time.
Now we have a fun tradition for couples to try this Valentine's Day. Our own Felicity Carr was in the field with the story.
Now, with Valentine's Day coming up, couples will probably start taking part in another longtime campus tradition, the Long Walk. For the Long Walk, a couple holds hands and walks down the center path of the oval. If they make it to Thompson Library with no one crossing their path and the bells in Orton Hall are ringing, the couple will stay together.
I think it's kind of a cool tradition. I think of myself as kind of a romantic person, so I don't know. I kind of like things like that.
I think that maybe it's not really very likely anymore. I think maybe when the tradition was created, probably, back in like the 50s or whenever it was created, I don't really know. It was more likely that you could make it all the way across the oval without being interrupted by other students.
I think traditions are really important. If you look at Carmen, Ohio, after every football game, we all sing it. And if you, the Mirror Lake Jump, I just think they're really important to promote a good campus culture, and it kind of just creates a Buckeye spirit in terms of we kind of all do it, we all know about it, and it kind of creates a sense of community.
Would students actually be willing to participate in this tradition?
I don't know, the right girl came along, I don't know, I could see myself doing it as kind of a fun thing, but not taking it too seriously.
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
So, Felicity, are you going to be taking this long walk this Valentine's Day, or do you have any other plans?
I have other plans. I have a Skype date with my boyfriend in Arizona.
That sounds like some fun times. All right, this long walk is a tradition Ohio State couples should give a try. That's all for today's news. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great Valentine's Day.